Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here, and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, I know a lot of you search through singles like I do, looking for fancy serial numbers, looking for older notes, web notes, things like that. But I want to tell you, don't be afraid to expand your horizons a little bit. I'm familiar with a lot of people who simply collect small size currency. Well, there is small size currency to collect. There's large size currency, there's fractional currency, there's Confederate currency, there's foreign currency, there's colonial, there's just so many different types of currency you can get. And even if you want to devote yourself to one particular type, there is no harm in getting examples from each of the other different schools of thought, so to speak. Just to say, and this is what colonial currency looked like, or this is what, any other particular type of currency would look like. You can focus on your main interest, but there's nothing wrong with having one particular example just for a comparison. All right, that'll make more sense once I get to what I pulled out of my box, because some of you may be interested in getting something something similar to what I have. Anyway, here's my 1,000 in singles. Let's get those out of the way. What did I find this week? I found Where's George? Talked about Where's George many times. This particular one looks very familiar, so I don't think this is one that I'm going to be able to look up. I'll give it a shot and see what happens. This one I've also seen a number of different times, this particular Where's George, so I might be able to log that one. Then check this one out. I was not 100%, but look at the top here. That looks pretty close to the green that's here. It almost looks like a thin splash of green ink got on this particular bill. Now, it may just be green marker, but when I was going through, I didn't want to have to make that judgment right away. I figured just in case it is green ink from the note itself, I'd pull it out to take a closer look. Now, as I zoom in, it does look lighter in shade than this, but if they were cleaning the machine and some of the ink happened to have gotten a little watered down, that would give it that same appearance. So I'm still undecided as to whether or not that's marker after the fact or if that is actually an ink smear. I pulled it because better safe than sorry. All right, then we've got, this one was interesting. 456668889. All the numbers are in an ascending ladder structure. 45689. I don't know if it'll actually hold any value or anything, but it got my attention, and being an upward ladder, I decided to pull it. Then we've got a birthday note. This one would be December 15th, 1967. Nice to see one when all the numbers are in the proper order like that. Did find some trinaries, 0s, 3s, and 7s on this one. 1s, 5s, and 7s here. This is 3s, 5s, and 6s. At a glance, that looks like so much, but nope, not an alternator, not a repeater, nothing like that. Close, but I'll take it as a trinary. Another trinary here, this is 0s, 1s, and 8s. Now, I do stress that trinaries and quads, even though you see me pull them every week, they don't have any additional value. I'm pretty certain of that. But like I said in other videos, I'm trying to find two notes with the same serial number. By reducing the notes I keep to trinaries and quads for that particular purpose, it means I have to save a lot fewer notes than saving simply every note I ever encounter ever in life to try to match two serial numbers. By narrowing it down just like that, I increase the odds of me finding it. You can do the same by simply picking specific 4 digits. Let's say you pick 1111 and you save only numbers that have 1111. If you've got 4 ones to start with, there's only 10,000 possibilities for the other end. So every time you save a 1111 note, if you find another one, you have a 1 in 10,000 chance of that being identical to the note you have. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, that's why I save trinaries, just to reduce the number from 96 million to a number much more likely for me to find a pair. Another trinary here, 0s, 9s, and 7s. And this one is quads. Quad 2s with the 5th 2. Also a trinary, 2s, 4s, and 8s on this particular note. This one is quad 3s. A little bit of an elevated 3 there, no big deal. Quad sixes on this one. Quad sixes here again. And again, quad sixes on this one. Yeah, one away from a radar. If that 2 notes further would have been a radar. 2566 665, and if that was a 2, that would have been a radar. Once again, not saving it because it's an almost radar. I'm saving it because it has 4 6s. This one also has 4 6s on it. Also a trinary, 5s, 6s, and 7s. This one has quad 9s. Then I get to my star notes. This particular one, now you want to double check your stars just to make sure they aren't filled in. I have yet to find one, but I have seen videos of people who have, and that's an interesting error. So you always want to be on your toes looking for those. These are all 2017s. Here's a 2013 from New York, so potential for this to be a serial number that has a duplicate. I did a video on that as well, talking about the New York notes that were printed from Washington and from Fort Worth. This one, FW, is Fort Worth. You can find ones with Fort Worth and without the FW that have the exact same number because of an error. And those are going for, if you can pair them up, upwards of $100,000. 2013 star note here. Another 2013 as well. 0, 1, 3, 6. 4 pairs on that. Still not worth saving because of that, but it is a star, so I'll hold on to that for now. 2009 star note. Don't see too many of the older ones. This particular one starts my older notes. This one was 2003A. It's a Kansas City note. Kansas City doesn't usually put out a whole lot of notes, or at least I don't find a whole lot of the J notes like this one here. So I pulled it just to double check the one in my book to see if this upgrades or if I'm missing one or not. So I'll check that. If it is an upgrade, I'll upgrade it. If it's not, this will go back in circulation. 2003, once again, this one also is in fairly decent shape for a note that's 18 years old. So I'll double check my binder just to see if this one is an upgrade or not. 2001 starts where I have been saving all of them because, well, it's 20 years old already. So yeah, this one. 1999, this one's pretty rough. Another 99, also in tough shape. 1995, checking to see if it's a web note. Web notes will not have the letter. They'll just have a tiny little number there. They also will not have this location marking either. Those are available on 88A, 93, and 95. So also not a web note, but this one is in pretty good shape. The J note, so I will check that. Might be an upgrade. This one is pretty brutal. 1995, not a web. Chicago, yeah, probably going to go back in circulation. Chicago prints a bunch of notes. I live close to Chicago, so I see a lot of G notes. So yeah, this one will probably go back. San Francisco also prints a ton of notes. I get a lot of these as well. 1995, as you can see here. Once again, not a web note. Pretty brutal. Probably not a keeper. Another 95. This one's a little better. Still probably not a keeper. And the oldest note I found, this one is crisp. It is a 1988A, and it's a Minneapolis note. Minneapolis notes, you don't find a whole lot of those. So to find an 88A Minneapolis that's still crisp, I am quite proud of that particular one. That one will most certainly upgrade my book. All right, so what did I pull out this week? Well, I recently did a top 20 notes that were part of the top 100 notes to collect. And when I showed the first half of that last week, I showed a note that I thought I did a video on, and I was wrong. I didn't do the video on this one yet, so I better do it while I can. What I've got here is, this is continental currency. This particular note is from February 17th, 1776. Yeah, this is not a bicentennial 1976-1776 note. This is a 1776 1/6 of a dollar note. Yeah. Now, this particular one isn't in the greatest of shape, but this particular one did make the top 100. Now, there is a ton of interesting things about this particular note. One of the things that is interesting is the fact that it is 1/6 of a dollar, which, if you're doing math, that's pretty tricky. There is no even way to get 1/6 of a dollar. So that's just an interesting amount. They also did 2/3 of a dollar on a fractional note. And this particular series, the 1/6 and the 2/3, I believe, are the only notes that are done fractionally like that. So that's part of the reason you want it, this particular note is in there. Some of the other things, I'm going to show this on the back. Very cool on the back, 1/6 of a dollar. The ring pattern that's here, you can see it does have a little bit of a hole there. No, that's just a dark spot, not a hole. Printed by Hall and Sellers in, I want to say Philadelphia, but I don't know that for sure. Pretty sure that says Philadelphia on there. Now, why is this note special? You'd think any 1776 or earlier note, or any note from just that 1776 series would be special, but this note in particular is part of the top 100. You can see right here, February 17th, 1776 is the note there. The things that make this note special, you can just barely read Fugio here. Fugio is what's there. You can almost make out MINDYOURBUSINESS. The note says, mind your business. That is awesome. So aside being a Fugio design, the note says, mind your business. And one of the other things, I don't know how well it's going to show up on this one, but if you look real close, do I have anything I can point with here? You can see the C right here. And let's see, I'm trying to find all this stuff. On this note, like I said, it's very difficult. It actually says the word currency right here, and it's extremely difficult to view on this. I'm going to set this aside because I actually have a much better picture, and this, I hate doing this. I hate showing my stuff on here, but let's see if this works any better. Yeah, I can't even zoom in. Let's try this. Let's see if I can't zoom without knocking everything over. There we go. Now you can see the word currency, and it's spelled CURRENCEY. So they misspelled currency. There's an E right in here, which is pretty interesting. You can see here where it says Fugio, and you can see mind your business pretty clear on there. So that is interesting. And then if I scroll down on this page a little further, you're going to see, let me center this out a little bit better. You're going to see plate B signed by Philip. The border says, it has Fugio in left circular border, mind your business in the exurge. Okay, let's see. This one here particularly has the 1/6 to 2/3 in the series. Let's see. Plate B, signed by Philip Kinsey, imprint of Hall and Sellers, face and back motifs created by Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin created these designs. The face emblem at the right is a sundial with blazing sun shining. So there's the sundial with sunshine going onto the particular note. Fugio in the left circular border, that's right there. Mind your business, right there. Border cuts on all sides with the obligation in left center. 1/6 of a dollar. You can see that there, 1/6, 1/6. Back with the interlocked 13 link chain with names of the first colonies. So yeah, the names of all the colonies are on those chains themselves. Let's see. They are fractional continental dollar notes utilizing Franklin's Fugio design. So that is all the really, really cool stuff about this particular note. All the different things that are on there. This particular one grades out at a 10. I know it isn't in the greatest of shape, but I do know that being graded, it's real. And that's the important thing to me. Can I make out all those little details? No, not really. But the note that I showed you, the one that you can read, that one books out at like $3,500. That's the asking price on that particular one. This one, much more affordable. So that is my 1776 1/6 of a dollar continental currency, my Fugio note. So be sure to mind your business. I wonder if I can make out any of the colony names on there. No, can't quite do it. Anyway, that's what I got for you guys this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.